D-Bot. It's been a minute, dude.
It has been a minute.
It's been a while. It's been too long.
It's been a long time.
Some would say too long.
Too long.
I'd be one of those people. It's been too long since we've chopped it up here on the pod. So
yeah.
It's good that we're here together again, and I feel like it's a special occasion when we get together.
Yeah.
Right? Like to talk on this pod. So what better special occasion than where we're at right now with the sirens going off. I think that's MJF coming back. Ladies and gentlemen, we're here live from the Inglewood Kia Forum.
Yes.
The Great Western Forum.
Not the Great Western. No, it's the Kia Forum now.
AEW's Full Gear 2023.
Yeah.
First ever pay-per-view here in LA.
Yep.
And I gotta say, man, we're fresh out. We're in the parking lot, so waiting for traffic to die down. So these emotions are still raw.
Yes, they are.
They're not Monday Night Raw. They're Saturday Night Raw for us.
Saturday Night Raw.
So D-Bot, your first AEW pay-per-view experience for you and for me.
Yeah.
First time live seeing them.
Yeah.
We've seen them before live.
Yeah.
At the same venue, Dynamite.
Yeah. You came a couple more times than me.
I feel like we've come to 2 Dynamites, or is it just one?
I came to 1.
Okay, so I came
to
2
one
Dynamites.
that MJF did the promo where he went off.
The infamous promo.
Yeah.
Where our buddy Rick Esparza was here too. He saw it. He got the best seat in the house for that one. And I also went to Ontario to see them do Rampage out there. Their first trip out, their very first leg out here in LA. I'm such an AEW mark.
Yeah.
So the big main event was MJF versus Jay White. We'll get to that in a moment.
Yeah.
So before we go into like recapping the entire show, what match coming into it were you most excited for?
Definitely the main event.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to say I didn't think Swerve Strickland was gonna be like that, but some of it is like I like the talent more than than the whatever the storyline is, just because I feel like AEW, for whatever reason, they always deliver on these pay-per-views.
Yeah,
they always come out like bangers. Like there's always all these like it's just good bell-to-bell wrestling. And
absolutely.
I think that's the reason why you watch these pay-per-views.
Good in-ring product.
Yes,
you would
exactly.
say.
Exactly. But yeah, I think Orange Cassidy, John Moxley, man, there's a couple that I just was like, I like these 2 guys, I like them in the ring. I like what they can bring. And yeah, but for sure the main event, I would say. Sure.
And AEW always comes through with getting the bang for your buck, so to speak.
Yeah.
We pay our ticket. We come here and we see 11 matches from 4 p.m. until like, what is it now? It's 9:20 at night.
Yes.
So what we're here for 5 hours.
Yeah.
About 5 hours of pro wrestling. The best pro wrestling on the planet, maybe?
Maybe.
I dare to say that's for you to decide. I enjoy AEW's product a lot. But yes. Yeah. Man, such great stuff. And I'm only here for this event because I follow WrestleTix on X. Formerly known as Twitter, and Wrestle, spelled Wrestle, WRESTLETIX.
Yeah.
Follow them on X, man. This person does a really good job keeping you abreast onto what like the attendance is, like how many seats are available in what section.
Yeah.
And just how much the venue is set up for.
Yeah.
And like what they're selling, and it's a good follow on X. Yeah. Highly recommend it if you want to keep up. See when tickets are available. That's when I got my tickets for this show.
Yeah.
And so, man, we get here at 4, a little before 4 o'clock.
Yeah.
To see the pre-show. I was expecting MJF to be the first on the opening on 0 hour. That's why I wanted to be here first.
Yeah.
We gotta get there right at 4 p.m.
Yeah.
The opener was what was that, the ROH Championship match?
Yes.
Eddie Kingston versus Jay Lethal, Black Machismo himself, man.
Yeah.
But he has like the whole entourage with him of like Jeff Jarrett and Sanjay Dutt, like just great.
Yeah.
Karen Jarrett, of course, is there too.
Yeah.
Very annoying heel faction. Great match, man. Eddie Kingston, super over with this crowd, right?
Yeah, he is. Yeah, I mean, I think once his music hits, I like his song. It's it's so fitting to his character and his whole New York thing,
DMX inspired.
Is that what it is?
Oh, for sure.
Oh, yeah, that's right. And then, I think the match was really good. It's definitely I think it was a good opener. I think it was a match that Jay Lethal's so good too. Like it was kind of like, I know he was like the underdog because he's not the champion, but I felt like Jay Lethal like delivered a lot of the moves. And I think that Eddie Kingston, man. He's so good. I mean, his promos are great. And his in-ring work, I think I got him better. I want to say this has been the best I've seen him in a while. Like, I feel like when he first came in, I was kind of like not too really into him. I know he was good on the mic, but then I'm like always weary of guys that are so good on the mic that I'm like, can you go bell to bell? And I feel like this time, I don't know if it's the championships or what, but he's got like a little pep in his step when he's in the ring. Like I feel like he's got like some of the timing down. He has his moves that like, especially the signature moves that people will look forward to because they get in on the chance with them, you know, like the little chops and all that.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
the quick series of chops that he does really fast.
Exactly.
Well, that's that very Japanese style that he's working.
Yeah,
which is awesome, and he is the current New Japan Strong champion. So, I mean, he went to Japan. He was part of, I believe he competed in the G1 Climax tournament that just passed summer.
Okay. Yeah,
so that was a dream for him to compete in.
Yeah.
So he's definitely that's the pep in the step that you're seeing.
Yeah. Just I noticed that.
Big lifetime achievement unlocked.
Yeah.
So he's like, you got that, fresh, blood going in him. The resurgence, the passion is back, so to speak.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah, it's a great match. Crowd behind him. Eddie Kingston, of course, retains. And then the second match on the 0 Hour was another good, just ring work match. Buddy Matthews versus Claudio Castagnoli.
Yeah.
Great match, right?
Yeah. I love Claudio, man. I think when AEW got him, I was just like, oh, man, this is going to be good. I think he fits. I remember him in WWE, but I think he fits AEW style. I think him being the Blackpool Combat Club is so fitting, technical guy. He's got the strength. He swings people around. And
he's the Swiss Superman.
Yeah, he's just so good at that. And I just think that, like, I really love that much. I really love him. Buddy Matthews, I like too. I like his physique. I really like just how he's built.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's good in ring too. I just kind of wish he had a bit more of a character to his whole thing, because when he came out, it's just kind of more like, okay, he just came out, and I the spotlight part where like he's on the ring already after it being dark. I think that was kind of like the most that I saw that was kind of somewhat unique to him. But I mean, outside of that, I felt like when Claudio came out, it was just a whole different feel, whole different vibe. You kind of knew what you were getting when he comes out, and he delivered, man. I thought he did such a great job. So
yeah, definitely a great match, bell to bell, as you say.
Yeah.
Claudio goes over on that one, and then we had the main event of 0 Hour, MJF and Samoa Joe, defending the Ring of Honor titles, of course, against the Guns,
the Gun
Club. And I gotta say that's where we got the big surprise of the night.
Yeah,
the first and big surprise of the night.
Yeah,
as they were about to start the match, we hear Adam Cole, baby.
Oh,
it's all about the boot.
Yeah.
It's all about the boot.
It's all about the boot.
It's all about the boot that he's wearing on his foot. But he comes out to show support pretty much for MJF and Samoa Joe defending the Ring of Honor titles, who MJF is champion with, and him and Adam Cole are the current Ring of Honor champions. Samoa Joe did a great job, I think, of helping MJF retain in that match. Great match. Definitely worth seeing, since it is free on the AEW YouTube channel.
Yeah,
definitely
worth watching.
Worth checking out.
Yeah.
Great match, as we say, bell to bell. Good wrestling there to watch.
Man.
And then, of course, the drama ensues after that match, after MJF and Samoa Joe are able to retain. MJF is attacked by the Guns.
Yeah.
The Ass Boys.
Yeah, exactly.
And they did damage to his leg.
Yeah, they did. They hit him with the chair on the leg. They put the chair folded in his leg and do the drop,
stomp.
The stomp, right? And from the ropes. So
they may or may not break that leg.
Yeah,
it looked like the leg was broken.
Yeah,
it had to be, right? Because he got stretchered out and taken away in an ambulance. And us in the audience, in the arena here at the Forum, heard the ambulance drop played in the arena, which was probably my favorite part of the night. Because we're seeing the images backstage with no audio. But all of a sudden, there's a siren. As soon as they're pulling a siren drop plays in the arena. Like the production value AEW has top notch.
WWE, it sounded like a sound effects siren, not the real siren that you hear.
Absolutely.
Like,
I mean, they paid for the sound effects library. They're gonna use them.
It was weird because I don't even know. I thought what was happening backstage was just random, maybe yelling or something.
Right.
So it was so weird when they replayed it for us with the actual audio when it said earlier tonight, and then they played the actual. And he's giving them instructions to like defend it for him, and we were like, oh, okay.
And that's what's awful. We couldn't hear everything, right?
No.
We could kind of get a gist of what's going on, but we couldn't hear it. Later on, they did fix that audio issue. We could hear that MJF was telling Adam Cole, "Don't let Jay White leave LA with my belt. Do what you can to make it happen."
Yeah.
And of course, that's where we leave off drama, and then we kick off the pay-per-view, not knowing what's going to happen there. Then we get a great opening match, Legends match, pretty much a trios match between Sting Sting. I think you have to say
It's
it like Tony. It's Sting. And of course, you had Darby Allin, and you had the rated R superstar Adam
He was able
Copeland.
to keep that name.
Yeah, I mean, it's fair use, I think, at this point.
Yeah, okay.
And then against the the patriarchy is what the faction's being known as. I love that because Christian Cage is their father. Christian Cage, Luchasaurus, and Nick Wayne, I believe is his name, right? Like he's a young British wrestler who's really
Nick
good.
Wayne.
I haven't really seen much of his stuff, but the little bit I have seen, this guy can work.
Yeah.
And as we're talking to you, just gotta let you guys in on something as we're about to recap this Trios match. It's starting to drizzle.
Yeah, it is. It's starting to drizzle.
So it's fantastic. The traffic is still pretty heavy, but the drizzle has started.
Yeah.
Now I feel like Samoa Joe at WrestleMania was it 20? Was that WrestleMania 29? I want to say it was, or no, it was probably 32 or 33, something like that.
Right.
Where they're in Tampa and they're in the ring. I'm busting out Samoa Joe we're busting out Samoa Joe for you.
Yeah.
Samoa Joe. I'm Samoa Joe. I think you're Michael Cole.
I think that was
he was out there with
that now. Yeah. Didn't they have the ponchos when they took the break or something like that?
We don't even have the ponchos out here, man. That's our production value.
Yeah.
But yes, that opening match was fantastic. You know, you had all your you hit all your spots.
Yeah. And we saw Ric Flair.
Oh yeah, of course Ric Flair was out there.
You know?
I feel a certain way about Ric Flair. I just, I respect the Woo! I respect him as a legend.
Yeah.
I don't have to like him as a person.
Yeah, that's true. A little weird. I think he kind of wants to have another match. I heard like a rumor that he might want to do.
I mean, why not? Nobody ever really retires. Yeah. And as we're talking to somebody's looking for their car.
Someone's looking for their car. That's where the beeping's coming from.
That is not the AEW sound effect library in action again.
No, it's not.
So yeah, that match was decent. It always hits. It's always great to see certain spots happen, and of course, the typical storyline is still being told between Christian Cage, Edge.
Adam Copeland.
Oh, sorry. Adam Copeland. Adam Copeland trying to get his hands on Christian Cage.
Yeah.
So, and that's still going to pay off. It's not going to pay off yet. It's going to happen soon, and that's still the build. And so everybody's kind of waiting for that. Everybody's really waiting for the time when we're able to see Adam Copeland. So that was a good match, decent match. Second match of the night.
Orange Cassidy
against Jon Moxley.
John Moxley.
I love you're channeling your inner Justin Roberts.
I know. John. I forgot who was it. There was I think we have a mutual friend that told me that he thinks every time he sees Justin Roberts say John, he thinks he's saying like someone else's name that isn't like an Asian guy's name or something. I think he said like, I think it was Redmond that told me that.
Shout out to Redmond.
Yeah.
Carlivio, man. It's a good dude, man. Another big wrestling fan. Sometimes listens to the podcast. But he's a good dude. Really good, really smart guy. Really knowledgeable wrestling fan. Shout out Redmond.
Yeah.
But yes, for sure, it's Jon Moxley versus Orange Cassidy, Atlantic Championship match. Another good match. I love the story they were telling about how Orange Cassidy can't conquer this Jon Moxley character. It's just too much, drops the title. Now the Orange Cassidy finally conquers the beast that is Jon Moxley.
Yeah.
I gotta say, man, Orange Cassidy's gimmick, it looks like it's getting tired. We're all kind of, seems like we're all over it at this point.
Yeah, right? It's for the amount of time AEW's been around, you would have thought there would have been a sort of a switch or something, and I feel like it's just not happening, So, yeah, definitely understand what you're saying with that. But then I wonder, what does he do next? Where does he go from here?
Well, they keep saying they're going to pushing him to the main title scene, but I don't buy it necessarily. I enjoy his matches. I think his character is a little stale for me. Yeah. But I mean, I can enjoy it to a degree, but not in the main title picture. That's just for me.
That's true.
I don't see him that way, but who knows?
That's the tough part about some of these guys, man. They're so good in a certain way. Like, for example, with him and his gimmick, it works for like a certain time, but like, I mean, that can't be your forever thing either. Right. You know what I mean? It's kind of how I feel about certain guys like Danhausen and stuff. Like, they're fun and funny in the moment, but after a while, you kind of do feel like, okay, where are you gonna go from here? You know what I mean? Like,
Danhausen's not even on TV anymore for that reason.
No, exactly.
It's a funny bit. Yeah, and you get a couple of weeks of TV out of it, but where are you gonna build this character to?
Yeah, that's how I feel sometimes with Hook too. Like, where is he gonna? I know he's young, right? But I always feel like, okay, you can't just be this dude's gonna wear a hoodie and just come out all the time and like this like stone face and like it works right now because you're like this kind of a mystery, but
I don't mind Hook's gimmick. To make it more believable, though, I feel he needs to bulk up a little bit more.
That's true. That's true.
The gimmick is very much of a big, strong guy. Like he needs to be stronger, like bigger looking.
That's true.
Is what I'm saying. More intimidating. Because he does intimidate you because he is so great at his grappling and all that. And then his selling is a bit odd because of how thin and slender he is.
Yeah, that's
Maybe
true.
I'm being a sizist.
Yeah, that's true. No, it happens.
Suspend disbelief in pro wrestling.
Yeah,
I feel like that character needs to be a bit more bulky. To believe it.
That's true.
So the next match of the night, of course, was Tony Storm's Hollywood Homecoming match against Hikaru Shida defending her
Hollywood and we're in LA.
Yes,
makes
it was
sense
billed
now.
as Hollywood's Homecoming match. I love the way her graphics are in black and white.
Yeah, I love that, dude. I totally
She's into this character.
And perfect. That was such a perfect thing. This match was good. I think it was a good women's match. I think from the women's matches, this was a better one to me. I like this one way more than the other one that happened.
The TBS Championship being defended by Chris Statlander against Sky Blue and Julia Hart.
Yes. I like this one more. Obviously, Tony Storm, and I'm a fan of Shida. She's so good.
She's great.
She's a good worker. She puts in the work and she delivers, So,
and me being the big wrestling mark now that I am, the last time we hung out was for another wrestling show, a Joshi women's wrestling show.
Yes.
Kitsune wrestling over in K-Town.
K-Town, yep.
Rick Esparza, another member of the podcast, was there.
Yeah.
We get a chance to pod after that one, but that's why we're making an effort to pod here.
Yeah.
But that was an amazing debut show for them, that organization. And just, every match in there delivered. They had a fun battle royal.
Yeah.
An official first inaugural women's champion was crowned.
Yep.
Unagi Sakura was the first ever women's Kitsune women's champion.
Yes.
So, and now they're having their next show in Japan.
Oh, wow.
So that's crazy. Their second show in Japan.
Dang,
so that's pretty rad.
All right.
And so, yes, when they come back around, definitely going to make an effort to go check them out. But since then, I've been so into watching Joshi wrestling.
Yeah.
I signed up for Stardom World. I'm watching more of their matches. Julia, who got buzzed lately, she's a great women's wrestler over for Stardom. Getting buzzed by the dirt sheets saying that WWE's looking at her, bringing it into the Performance Center for a tryout.
Okay.
And a lot of people have, put a kibosh on that, saying that Julia's booked up through the end of February.
Okay.
There's no way she's going to go even try out. And plus, she's Julia. She's not going to try out. They're going to either offer her a contract or not.
Yeah. Like a Jay Cargill situation.
Yeah. For sure. And her tag team partner is an Austrian wrestler by the name of Tekla. And they go by the name Mafia Bella in their tag team.
Okay.
Dude, the aura they have as a tag team, incredible.
Yeah.
Their work rate, unbelievable, especially Tekla. She is almost like a Buddy Matthews. You know how he's shorter but very built, very strong?
Yeah.
Not as big.
Yeah.
She's a woman, but she's not as big as bulky as Buddy Matthews is, but very strong looking, very slender and toned.
Yeah.
And you could tell she is a stronger woman.
Yeah.
Not to the level of Jamie Hayter. Jamie Hayter, you look at her this woman's very strong.
Yeah, she does.
She's not as strong looking, but definitely up there.
Yeah.
And gotta say, Stardom World definitely worth checking out. Going back to this Tony Storm Hikaru Shida match, I was kind of expecting some Stardom type of wrestling match.
Yeah.
And it was okay. It was good. It was a good match.
It was good.
And of course, Tony Storm going over is always great.
Yeah.
Because that character just keeps building.
Yeah. That was a great finish. I loved it. I thought it was great. I thought it was a very enjoyable match, man. I thought people were really into it. Yeah. And I love Shida. I think she's so good at what she does.
Mm-hmm. And Tony's just so involved in that.
At the end, when she wins it and they give her the flowers, and she just dives to her.
Mariah May, formerly of Stardom as well.
Oh, okay.
So yeah.
And then was it she that kind of dives back to her
to her butler Luther?
Yeah. So good, man. She's really selling that
That's
so
when
well.
Wrestling is the best, right?
Yeah.
Is when the performers are into their character, having a good time. We're watching and having a good time.
Yeah.
That's what we're all here for, man. That's why we're all out here braving the rain here in Inglewood. So the next match was a ladder match for the AEW Tag Team titles 4-way.
Mm-hmm.
You had the AEW Tag Team Champions, Ricky Starks and Big Bill. You had La Facción Ingobernables.
Yeah.
You had
FTR.
FTR. And you had, of course...
the Kings of the Black Throne.
Oh, my God. Those are your boys. You have, Malachi Black.
Brody King.
Nice, man. repping the 818.
Repping the 8, we found out.
I knew this, but the guys behind us were big 818 guys.
They were like, we
Very
only
happy.
came here for this one match.
Hey, man, moving merch. Moving merch and drawing tickets.
Yeah, that's
drawing
all it's all about, man.
That's what you want, man, from your talent.
Yeah, man.
So, man, another ladder matches are always insane.
They
and
are
this
insane.
one delivered, man.
This one did. This was, like, I think the turning point for me in the pay-per-view where I felt like, okay, like, I think this is where it's going to start picking up in terms of, like, now we're going to start getting some really serious spots. The spots that we're going to be like, oh, and oh my God, that happened, you know? But yeah, that was it. Obviously, ladders will do that. So I thought this was great. I thought, you know, I love Ricky Starks, man. I just got to say that.
He's absolute.
He's absolute, man.
He's absolute Ricky Starks. He's got that it factor, you know?
Does,
he's not
man.
just this vanilla rock. the vanilla rock. What did Adam Copeland call him? Vanilla rock impersonator or something really
something
bad.
like that.
Like, come on, man. Why do you got to bury these guys? I get some of these promos. I feel like they're burying them.
Yeah.
But no, they're just, I mean, it's a battle of wits in all these promos.
Yes, it is.
You tend to go off script, and it's like, come on, you're not burying him with me, but somebody else maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like, we all see that. We all see the similarities, but he does have a certain charisma, and the work is there. It's so great. I
always love that spot where he gets on the rope and just tightrope walks it. And then I love it. So when it happened, I was like, oof, yes. So so happy they retained, though. So happy.
Yeah, I honestly think that tag team, to me, doesn't appeal. I love Ricky Starks.
Yeah.
And I do think Big Bill should get pushed more. But to me, it just feels like such a makeshift team.
Yeah. That's true.
I always have a problem with makeshift teams, like believing them and buying them, buying into them. So, I mean, more power to them. I hope they could do something to really get over. I know they're trying. I mean, Big Bill's doing some more work.
Yeah,
he has an acronym for, I think it's BITWGFT or whatever it is.
Oh, wow.
And that stands for Best Tag Team in the World, period, bar none. And it's like really ridiculous. Like, it's funny. Like, he's trying to get it over. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
So, like I said, like we always go back to, when wrestlers are into it and we get into it. So it's so fun.
Yeah.
Great match. Definitely worth checking out. I mean, I would almost venture to say that was the match of the night, because something about, I was really looking forward to MJF. I'm a big MJF mark. I'm going to tell you, I went to go meet MJF. I'm such a big mark. I paid to go meet him and get a photo and do the whole autograph.
Yeah.
He was so nice. And I was a little nervous going up to talk to him and see him. Yeah. But of course, when I'm in that moment, all I could do was say to him, oh man, love you. I love your work. Big fan of what you're doing right now. Yeah. And all he says to me is, oh, thanks, brother. That's really
cool,
all our interaction.
That's so dope, man.
Like, but you know, that's all I expect. And I wouldn't be like this mark. I see him, I'm in line and I see he's wearing the Better Than You t-shirt, but it's in the colors of the Mets. Yeah. So part of me wanted to be like, the Mets suck, right? But I'm like, no, I mean, it's not the time and place.
Yeah. He's a baby face right now.
Exactly.
Dude, so.
And I wanted to keep, and my idea is like, I'm going to put him over. And he didn't put me over. He's like, oh, thanks, brother. That's all he says. Yeah. And then, of course, I lean in for the photo and I tell him, I'm going to give it a little too sweet. And he just gives me the side eye in the photo, which is what I wanted, really, right? Because you want MJF to be, he won't be a scumbag. At the end of the day, you want to be a little bit of a scumbag because he's my scumbag. So gotta say, that match he has in the main event, the main event of 0 Hour was great. Yeah, great ring work. But then he gets injured, and there's drama if he's gonna have a match later, which we're skipping over. Yeah, they come out. Tony Schiavone comes out, and they're about to hand the title to Jay White. Yes. And no, it can't. That's not going to be that way. Adam Cole comes out. Says no. I'll defend it for him. Like, as we're watching, what did you think? Honestly,
okay, so at first I was kind of like, I don't like where this is going in terms of, like, I just didn't like that this is how they wanted to set up a championship match. You know what I mean? Like, I was kind of like, is this really what's going to happen? Like, come on, man, this is a pay-per-view. Right. Like, if you didn't really have anything good prepared, just have a regular match then. It's fine. It doesn't have to be this whole thing. Like, just have them come out, music, do the thing, the entrances, and then ring the bell, have a match. I think it would have been whatever. But I was kind of like getting a little bothered. I was like, this is really going to happen? Like,
because the build wasn't believable. It wasn't. And that was the biggest problem. Yeah. They did get emotion from us later. But so before we get to that and me putting over MJF and that whole interaction, we had after the tag team title match, ladder match was awesome. We had the TBS Women's Championship match. Julia Hart gaining the title from the first time ever against Chris Statlander.
Yeah.
Which I was surprised because Chris Statlander just came back and dethroned Jade Cargill.
Yeah.
So it felt like really too soon to bring her out.
Exactly.
Or make her drop it that soon, rather. And it's like, well, okay. But Julia Hart is a fun character right now.
She is.
House of Black, your favorite group.
Yeah, man.
Would you say that's your favorite faction? Neva, who's your favorite faction right now in AEW?
In AEW, man? It's a good one. I don't know if I have one right now, to be honest. No. I wanted to say Bullet Club Gold for a while.
Bullet Club Gold, Jay White.
Yeah.
And
I like them a
Rock
lot.
Hard, Juice Robinson.
And
the Gun Club.
They
are fun.
Yeah, they are fun, though. Yeah, I think they're
definitely.
They're fun guys. Yeah.
They don't do too sweet. They say, we got 2 words for you. Guns up.
Guns up, yeah.
So that's pretty cool. Yeah, Bullet Club Gold, great faction in AEW right now. So after that TBS Women's Championship match, we had the big announcements of the blockbuster free agent signing. I was so worried it was going to be Ronda Rousey. And I just feel a certain way about Ronda Rousey.
Yeah.
I was so jacked when she came out at WrestleMania 29 in San Jose. I was there for it. She had that spot with The Rock and Triple H and Stephanie McMahon. Such a fun, WrestleMania moment.
Yeah.
I was losing my mind.
Yeah.
Her work, though, in WWE left a lot to be desired for me. Didn't feel I don't know, maybe it didn't live up to my potential, and now I'm upset with her over it.
Yeah.
Like it's my fault. Like it's her fault.
Like you didn't manage your expectations.
Right? That's what's wrong with us wrestling fans at the end of the day. We want to enjoy this product, but we also want you to live up to our expectations.
Yeah, that's true.
Now it's your fault that we didn't like what you did. That poor woman.
Yeah, dude.
So I don't know, because
it's tough, man.
You know what happened yesterday at the Collision taping?
Yeah. She was on Ring of Honor. She came out, and I guess it was cool. It was cool, I guess, to see her be somewhere else that's not WWE. I think a lot of us always had questions about like what she was gonna do next in terms of like, did she still see herself doing any sort of combat, anything? You know what I mean? Or was she gonna just hang it up and live her life? I feel like her celebrity has enough to get like a certain, either hosting a gig or hosting a podcast or something. Like she has options, you know what I mean?
Sure.
It doesn't have to be ring work, And
it makes me want to be able to appreciate her more, because it seems like she does really love wrestling, the wrestling business, right?
Yeah.
Where she's like, you know what? I didn't go over too well in WWE, but I still love the business. Let me like kind of work my way back up to something.
Yeah.
Or just get my itch scratched for pro wrestling, right? Which is great, and we should all be more supportive, or all of us Ronda haters. I say this because I'm a card-carrying member at the moment of the Ronda haters, and I'm trying to be better. We got to appreciate that she is trying. But I think too it's Tony Khan's fault, because he's been giving us these blockbuster announcements lately that have been went fart.
Whatever. It's been very mid. He's been very mid lately. Like, to be honest,
mid.
You know what I mean? Like, it's just how he is. It's who he is so far. But
he's being a con man to us now.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I sometimes step back and look at the bigger picture and just realize that in reality, like, the women's division in WWE and AEW has not been like 100% like the most exciting overall. Like, people just don't get that crazy for some of this stuff. And I think it's just always tough for the women. I always feel the women have it harder than the guys. Like, they always have to do twice as much to get half as far in terms of just popularity and, all that. So, I just think that it's just, it's just tough. And I totally get it.
I want her to rebuild. I mean, Hollywood loves a comeback.
Exactly.
I want her to rebuild. That'd be great. So, moving on from the women's match, the TBS Women's Championship match, what do we have next?
So we have Swerve Strickland defeating Hangman Adam Page by knockout.
Would you say this was the match of the night?
I'm not into like hardcore matches.
Right. No.
But what I don't like is the fact that it was these two guys. Because I like Swerve. I really like Swerve Strickland. I think his promos are great. I think his whole swag is like infectious.
Dude, his entrance was incredible.
You want to feel like you're cool and you want to hang with him.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
absolutely.
He makes you feel like that. Like I want to be down.
He's a mogul.
Yeah, exactly. And then Hangman, I think he's pretty good. I like him too, but I know that he's not like the most exciting guy. You know? But I think I give props Swerve for at least, making this storyline a little cool with the whole break-in the house and giving a Hangman like a reason to really be angry.
They attacked each other at indie shows recently.
Yeah.
But you guys, I was telling you while we were in there, I feel like, why do these guys hate each other though?
Yeah, that's true.
Like this type of Texas death match, which was like insane spots.
Insane,
man. You had a staple gun at one point, which is classic. You had the barbed wire chair.
Yeah.
You had the barbed wire table. Yeah. You had broken glass at one point.
Yeah.
It was a really like a death match.
Yeah, it's a hardcore match.
Legit death match. Yeah. And I was saying to you, like, in my younger days, I loved ECW. I loved the XPW. Like, I love those death matches.
Yeah.
The light bulbs smashing on heads. The thumbtack. There were thumbtacks in this match. But the older I get, I just want to say technical wrestling. I want them all to be careful.
Yeah, exactly,
you know what I mean?
Man. I mean, I love Mick Foley. I feel like he's one of the few that have been able to do this hardcore stuff and do a good job at storytelling and not make it just a gruesome thing, but also kind of like, damn, like you're really taking us somewhere here. You know what I mean? But sometimes when I see some of the stuff that AEW does with all the cutting that they do in some of these matches, it's kind of like, I think at this point you're just going for like the shock factor.
Yeah.
And it doesn't feel believable. And I don't know where the story's going, but whatever. I guess you guys did the match. Congrats.
Right. And that's my only issue with this match.
Yeah.
I would say if you're going to only see one match from this pay-per-view, see this match.
Yeah.
This one or the tag team ladder match, probably the two best matches of the night. Yes, there's a lot of violence in it.
Yeah.
I know I'm always against that.
Yeah.
But these two really got you going. Yeah. And, the co-main event, Young Bucks versus Kenny Omega and Chris Jericho, the Golden Jets.
The Golden Jets,
delivered as well.
Yeah.
Great match. And just real quick, because we're talking about emotion, the main event tried to deliver on a lot of emotion.
Yeah.
I think it did.
It
delivered on really good emotion.
It did.
And because, of course, in the emotion of Adam Cole coming out in the boot, in the crutches, gets in the ring, like there's no way he's going to. There's no way he's going to wrestle a match and defend the title for MJF. So of course, like as this is happening, there's no way it's happening, right? There's no way.
Yeah.
And of course, MJF driving the ambulance comes back into the arena.
Yeah.
Classic wrestling spot. That's the beauty of MJF.
Yeah.
He's very true to the traditions of wrestling.
Exactly.
And that's why he's great. That's why a lot of people love him. And so that was a great spot. Still work, selling the leg the entire time.
Yep.
Great emotional match. And I've mentioned to you this when we were in there. Every city wrestling fans have a personality.
Yeah.
And I feel like throughout the night, the crowd was hot.
Yeah.
Into it the entire time.
Yeah.
For some reason, during the main event, once the match was going, the crowd felt a little dead. What did you think?
I think so. I don't know if this has to do with just how long this pay-per-view's gone.
Exactly.
And then we had the death match and a ladder match that I think kind of took, a lot of energy out of everybody for watching.
Because it's so much emotion.
It's so much emotion. So I think they did a good. I mean, for me, I overall, once I started realizing midway through the MJF match that it's like, oh, okay, I see the story here. Like he's gonna try to beat this guy with one leg.
Right.
You know what I mean? And you see all the things that are happening. You're hoping that like, oh my gosh, how is he gonna pull it off? Minus the table spot.
Minus the table spot. Yes, watch Botchavidia on YouTube. You'll know what we're talking about.
Yeah. So other than that, I thought the match was pretty good. I think I kind of now understand going into it, like halfway through, even towards the end, I kind of now understand. Okay, I get what they were trying to do from the beginning with the ambulance and the attack and all that. I just didn't understand it. It was just kind of like another way of having a match that might give it more emotion than a regular typical match. So then I kind of feel like I retract my statement on like maybe you should have just had a typical match. But I think it was pretty cool, I guess.
Right.
But yeah, so,
it was a good match. Definitely worth checking out. Match of the night though for me goes to the Texas Death Match, the one I was so uncomfortable watching the entire time.
Yeah.
And I gotta say, leaving this overall, what would you say your overall thoughts? Leaving the show of the first ever pay-per-view at the Forum, I would say, remember we left the first ever Forum show here.
Yeah.
And that one was amazing because we had the MJF promo.
Yeah.
Which felt like a huge moment.
Yeah.
And then I feel like that one also we had Adam Cole return from injury.
Yeah, that's true.
So they always seem to do something for LA.
Yeah.
And I feel like this time, I was expecting something big, which Will Ospreay. Oh, by the way, the big signing was not Ronda Rousey, thank God. It was Will Ospreay.
It was
and it's official. I'm glad, but it's not. It's cool because the dirt sheets have been saying he was being courted by WWE. And it was really legit.
Yeah,
but he's been in AEW before.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's
that's
kind
true.
of like, it's not as like shocking.
Yeah,
right. It's
that's
great.
True.
I'm glad he's gonna be here, but it wasn't that shock moment.
Yeah.
So what I was still holding on for was the reveal of the devil who stole MJF's mask, who's been attacking all of MJF's friend, who attacked Jay White. So I was kind of anticipating that. That's the shock we're gonna get.
Yeah.
So I left a little bummed out by that.
Yeah.
What did you think of what was your overall opinion on this pay-per-view?
I thought it was pretty cool. I think I don't know if it's just the way AEW is currently trending, but I just felt like, it was a cool pay-per-view. It felt like a very just long version of Dynamite.
a 5-hour-long Dynamite.
Again, no surprises outside of Will Ospreay, even though, to your point, it does make sense. It was cool. I love Will Ospreay, but I just kind of
amazing.
But he's not like, oh my gosh, I would have never thought this guy would come here. Of course, I kind of felt like this was probably his first option, if not WWE. But I think for me, it would have been shocking, even though I don't think their days is up, but just any of the ex-WWE guys that just were, particularly Dolph Ziggler. I think he's on his way
Mustafa
over here.
Ali, I think, would be
or
great.
Mustafa Ali would have been great.
Here.
He would have been great here. So things something like that would have been crazy if they just broke the contract or something.
Right.
Risked a lawsuit and hope TK bails them out or something.
You know who my dark horse for the releases? I want to see this guy team up with Powerhouse Hobbs. I want to see Rick Boogs.
Oh, yeah.
Rick Boogs.
Yeah, Powerhouse Hobbs. I forgot about him. Yeah.
They're going to be the meat connection.
Yeah, dude. The meat connection.
Guys.
Yeah.
Just
so big.
Beat up everybody.
Yeah, with Brian Cage somewhere in the mix or something. Like
the trios match.
Trios champs right there.
Hey, why not? Dude, who's going to dethrone him?
Yeah, exactly.
It's gonna be Orange Cassidy or Hook. Hook is gonna tap them all out. He's gonna tap them all out.
Yeah.
Oh my God. But D-Bot, I think that's it for us today because security has been rolling around here, telling us to wrap it up. The parking lot is finally empty. The rain has stopped.
Yeah.
I think this has been a great night of professional wrestling.
Yep.
I mean, this has been a great pod. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Listening to this.
For sure.
I know we've enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Because we always enjoy talking to y'all, catching up, especially catching up with my boy D-Bot. I think that's it for us today, man.
Yep, that's it.
See ya.
Later. People are trying to get out next to us.
Yeah.
And we're just
in the way at this point.
Yeah. So
we'll reset right now. John Moxley, what was I saying? Adam! Who do you think the devil is? Nah, it's got to be MJF, right? That'll be cool, but why didn't they do it tonight then? Right?
Yeah.
They just kind of get us to get more pay-per-views. That's what they do, man.
Yeah.
That's right.
There you
That's
go.
what That's when they take it from them. You know that, because they're gonna sign with WWE.
Oh.
Man, they want us to go to WWE, right? They want to stop watching their products. Nobody cares about Jungle Boy, man. Cry me a river. It's real glass. Take care, guys.
Take care, man.
Yeah, you probably can't really pick up our buddies who we were just talking to. Other wrestling fans are the best, man.
Yeah.
We're a cool community. Just doing our best to enjoy. Oh, we're not hurting nobody.
No. We
just
pay to
enjoying.
see these things, so, you know.
Okay. So as we were talking about the Atlantic Championship match, I think we should be quicker.
Yeah.